Hi, I'm Mike Palliser from Running Shape Co. And I'm here to show you a quick stretch routine that takes about 10 minutes to do and covers muscles from head to toe. But before we begin, I like to start with, I do most of these stretches with a duration of 10. However, if you have muscles that tend to be a little tighter, I would suggest to spend a longer period of time on those particular stretches. But in this video, we'll just do the duration of 10. So, let's begin. First, take both arms and bring them across your body and stretch out the front of your chest. Do this for a count of 10. Next, we're going to take the arms and we're going to do arm circles. This will loosen up the shoulders so that you are ready to begin your workout. I like going both directions. Next, grab the arm, pull the other one up across your head, and feel the stretch across the back of the arm. Use this arm to pull the other arm back, but don't pull too hard, just until you feel the stretch. Switch to the other side once you feel comfortable. Next, we're going to grab your arm, we're going to cross the front of you, and pull using your other arm to bring it across your chest. You should start to feel a pull right in here. Again, you don't want to pull too hard, just till you feel the stretch. Switch it up. Next, use a wall or whatever object you have near you and take your arm and use the object and your body to stretch out the back side of the arm here. Hold that for a count of 10 and switch to the other side. Again, don't pull too hard. You don't want to cause any injuries. Now that we've stretched out the arms, we're going to do a little bit of shoulder shrugs just to make sure we're nice and loose. And we're going to move to the neck. Take your head, move it side to side, not over rolling it. You don't want to roll it to the back side. That can cause extra strain on the back of the neck, which is unneeded. Hold it, switch to the other side, hold it, and then look to one side, hold for 5 seconds, hold the other side, 5 seconds. Okay, now we're going to move to the back. Take both arms and rotate as if you have a pull going straight down the middle of you and holding you in position. You don't want to over-rotate, just enough to feel the back getting loose. Again, I suggest a count of 10, but if needed, do more. The next stretch, I suggest, take both hands, put them behind your back, and lift. Bend over as if you're going to touch your toes, and use the forward motion of the arms to stretch out the back and shoulders, as well as, while bending over, feeling it across the back of the legs. Hold for a count of 10, and let the arms release. Here we're going to hold for a count of 10, just letting gravity pull you down, and hold the stretch for 10. Now that we're in this position, take one leg, bring it across the front of the other, and bend over to touch your toes. Hold this for a count of 10, or until the stretch feels good, and then switch. Alright, take both feet, spread them apart a little, go down as if you're touching the middle, touch the ground. Hold this for a count of 10. And now we're going to move side to side on each foot, touching each foot 5 times, total of 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you hit the 5th one, hold that position, feel the stretch, and then switch back to the other side and do it on the other leg. From that position, we're going to go directly into stretching out the thigh. So lean over one leg. If need, take your hand and use it to support you on the ground. Hold this for a count of 10. You should begin to feel it across the thigh here. Switch to the other side. Hold that for a count of 10. And up. Now we're going to work on the hips. So here we're going to lean, not touching the ground, just till you feel a pull. It should feel a little bit higher of a stretch, a little more of a pull here than the previous stretches. And lean the other side. Hold that for 10. And then bring the hips forward, stretching out both sides simultaneously and feeling the stretch. Okay. Our next stretch, again, find a wall or an object to brace yourself. Bring your foot, take your right hand, left foot, and bring it back, trying to touch your butt. If you can't touch your butt, that's okay. Just bring it back as far as you can to feel the stretch. Hold that for a count of 10. You should feel that stretch across the front of your leg here. And rotate. Doing the other side. Okay. Our next stretch, you can use a tree. I like to use a curb. I can't use a curb this time around. But put your foot up against it on an angle and bring your body in close. You should feel the stretch across your calf. Hold that for a count of 10. And switch it. Okay. Alright. The next stretch we're going to do is we're going to stretch out the ankles a little bit. So get down as if you're getting into a position, and you're going to put pressure on the back of the foot here, stretching out where the toes are, along the back of the foot, and the ankle. And you should feel that pushing against it on the ground, as if you're almost in a running position off the blocks. Switch to the other foot, doing the same thing. You should feel the stretch along the toes, the bottom of the foot, and along the ankle. Hold that for a count of 10. Now I personally like to get the heart moving, so while I'm in this position, I will usually drop down, do a few push-ups. If you can't do any push-ups, don't worry about it. Or just do as many as you can. So we'll stop there for now. Next stretch. Seated on the ground. Right leg out in front of you. Grab the toes and lean in for it, pulling them back towards you. Hold these for a count of 10. And then switch to the opposite leg. Again, holding this for the count of 10. You should feel most of these stretches all on the legs and in the calves. However, if you do feel anything hurting, please stop on any of these stretches that we've done so far. Next, both legs out in front of you, grab both, and just hold. Do these for a count of 10. Bring both legs in, as if you're going to be sitting Indian style. And use your elbows to push down slightly on the legs. This is not a stretch you want to bounce. You don't want to cause injury, because that will cause an injury. And you don't want to push too hard, just enough to feel the pull. And hold that for a count of 10. Our next stretch, which is actually one of my favorites, is to make sure your ankles are loose. So take your arm, put it up underneath, grab it, and rotate your foot. I like to do each side set a 10, but five apiece. So 5, rotate the other direction, 5, back, and then back. Need to make sure the ankles are nice and loose. Alright, now that we got the ankles loose, I'm going to do a stretch here. Try to get on the camera angle here so that you can see. This will help prevent things like issues you might have, like shin splints across the front of the legs. A lot of times that's caused because your calf muscle is a lot stronger than the front muscle here, which causes it to pull across the front of the bone. So what you want to do is we're going to stretch, point your toes out in front of you and keep pointing like you're trying to push something away. Hold that for a count of 5, and then concentrate on bringing them back using the muscles, just the muscles, to pull your feet and your toes back towards you as close as you can. And hold that for a count of 5. Do this a couple times. I usually like to do it at least for a count of 10, so 5 and 5 for each direction, 2 times. But if you are having issues, I would increase the duration, or at least the number of times you do it. Okay, our last stretch that we're going to do for today, take your right foot over your left knee and put your arm across and look over your right shoulder. This will stretch out your hips and your lower back. Hold that for a count of 10 and then switch. Opposite side. Okay. I would also recommend, along with the stretches that we just did, some aerobic exercises just to get the heart going before your workout. I usually like to do butt kicks, which is exactly what it sounds like. You take your legs and drive them up as you're kicking your butt. I usually do them in a moving motion, but in this demonstration I'm doing them standing still. Alright, the next aerobic exercise I typically like to do, and I usually do this also in a moving forward motion, but I will do it again within a one standing still area, and that's quick knees. And the last one I do, which again is always moving forward, and I'll try to do this within a short distance so you can see it, but it's almost an exaggerated skip. So you're driving up, and driving up, okay? This concludes the stretch routine and the aerobic exercises. There are many other exercises you can do, such as jumping jacks, to get your heart moving, and anything else you might be able to think of. There's lots of ideas out there. Again, these are just the stretches I recommend. Covers the head to toe and does it all in about 10 minutes. So anyhow, happy running.